on, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call!
Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates, and welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. This week, the Wheel of Destiny landed on my pick, Paul Blart, Mall Cop. This is going to be kind of a lengthy trailer, I think.
Okay, that's okay.
It's about we might cut it short.
All right, you must now pass the obstacle course. Survive this, and you're on the front lines of keeping New Jersey safe.
Meet Paul Blart.
Sorry about the test, Dad.
I'm gonna get him next year. I am. Here we go. Pie. It just fills the cracks of the heart.
That's not the line.
Pain.
That's not the line.
That's not what he says.
He says peanut butter.
Mall cop.
To protecting
We got a high roller.
the West Orange Pavilion Mall.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to issue a citation. Can you validate this?
That's not in the movie either.
Sir, I'm warning you,
Yeah.
Sir.
Classic bait and
You're a
switch.
nasty old man.
From Columbia Pictures.
Our security's fine, but ultimately we rely on the hope that nothing ever goes down.
That's not in the movie either.
There's some crazy people trying to take over the mall.
Now, help is on the way.
Reports are they're
Help is on the way, dear.
Until then,
I need you to exit the building immediately.
I took a sworn oath to protect this mall and all inside it.
Well, Sergeant, looks like you got your eyes on the inside.
there's Paul Blart.
Is he crying?
From Happy Madison.
What are you trained to do? Nothing. Oh, that's not too bad.
This January,
Nobody knows this mall better than I do.
Please clap.
only man for the job.
Blart.
Peanut, Blart, and jelly. What's up, man?
Was the last thing they expected.
Who is this guy?
His name's Blart.
Safety never takes a holiday.
Kevin James is Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Paul Blart Mall Cop. Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Joseph, by the way.
Yeah. I'm Paul Blart.
I realized I skip over that introductions.
That's okay.
Everybody should know who we are, right?
Yeah.
At this point.
And Tyler's gone. He's
No Tyler.
Yeah, he's delivering packages for all you people.
Yeah, for all you people.
If he was here, he would say exactly the same thing. He'd say, "You people need to stop ordering presents."
Yeah. Why can't you get your stuff ordered in time, huh? But anyway,
Yeah, why'd you do this to us?
Paul Blart Mall Cop. I don't know why. If it was some sort of
Just for the lols, as the kids say.
the lulls, I don't know.
We do a little trolling.
Not even for the lulls. It was more just like a punishment movie made its way onto the regular
Somehow.
onto the regular wheel.
Somehow.
But yeah, I put Paul Blart 1 and 2, so I don't need to replace.
Yeah.
We're still going through with it.
Still doing it.
Still committing to the bit.
Okay.
So not going to be next week unless it lands on it. I guess
Yeah.
it'd be a Christmas miracle
It would be a Christmas miracle.
if it lands on it on number 2. But
I forgot this is a Christmas episode.
yes, happy Christmas,
It's Christmas Day.
happy holidays.
I hope everybody watched the FX Christmas Carol from the Gavin Chatter episode.
Happy Hanukkah, which begins on Christmas Day, I believe,
Is it really?
this year.
How convenient.
Yeah. And then happy whatever day that you do or don't do. I don't know.
Happy Yule,
Yeah.
as the pagans say.
As the pagans do.
Yeah.
But yeah, here on the Sunday, Monday before Christmas,
the birth of our Lord's Day.
Yes, we have watched Paul Blart Mall Cop, and we're going to be talking about it. Directed by Steve Carr, starring Kevin James and other people. Mainly just Kevin James. There's no really any other recognizable.
I recognize Keir O'Donnell. He's the main villain.
Oh yeah, Vec.
Who you know the second he shows up that he's going to be the guy that takes over the mall.
Yes, Happy Festivus as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot.
For all those years that your family has disappointed you, make sure you do the airing of grievances and the feats of strength. You fight your family, basically. So Paul Blart, directed by Steve Carr. Steve Carr has directed next Friday, Dr. Dolittle 2, Daddy Daycare, Rebound, Are We Done Yet? Sequel to Are We There Yet? And then leading up to Paul Blart Mall Cop. And Movie 43, he did a segment in Movie 43.
Wonderful.
And then he did a Freaky Friday TV movie, not the Freaky Friday. So that's his track record. And Paul Blart. I don't even think he did the second one. I think somebody else did the second one. And this is about a mall security guard played by Kevin James who has aspirations of becoming a cop, a cab. And this takes place on the night before Black Friday, I believe, on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
I believe so.
Night.
Yep.
When a shopping mall gets taken over by a bunch of organized crooks who are trying to rob the mall. I guess. We have Giordano playing the leader of the gang. It's not really a twist. You kind of see it coming from right when you see him.
Happy Madison productions don't generally lean too hard on the plot.
Yeah.
Like the intricate weaving of storylines.
Yeah. And it's a organized gang, and they clear out the mall, and Paul Blart gets left behind because he was playing Dance Dance Revolution or something. Oh, no, he was playing a running game, which was basically just a treadmill.
That and also Guitar Hero.
Yeah, Guitar Hero. Oh, rock band.
Like a rock band. Yeah.
It was a rock band because he was singing at the same time. And it's a movie that we watched. It came out in January of 2009. I don't know what the hell was going on in 2009. We just came off the economic crisis. Mm-hmm.
We all needed a laugh.
The recession. Yeah, we all needed a break from the reality.
But instead of that, we got Paul Blart.
And fun fact about this movie, it is a winner of the top box office films in 2010.
Really?
Because it grossed over $100 million in its January release. And it's the first movie ever released in January to gross over $100 million.
Holy shit.
So a lot of people went to go see this movie because based on that trailer, it looks hilarious, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like, where was our humor at in 2009?
You know what?
What other comedies?
Oh, what other comedies
had come out?
Let's see.
Like, isn't that like Knocked Up era?
Let's see. 2009, A Serious Man, Funny People, 500 Days of Summer, I Love You Man, The Invention of Lying, Year One, He's Just Not That Into You, The Informant, The Hangover.
Okay.
So let's look at 2008 because this was in January of 2009.
2008 comedies?
2008 comedies, Step Brothers, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Role Models, Yes Man, Don't Mess with the Zohan.
27 Dresses.
Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Okay, so a lot of Seth Rogen.
Disaster Movie, Four Christmases.
Semi-Pro.
Be Kind, Rewind. Tropic Thunder.
So there was some good comedy out there. Step Brothers was like one of the biggest mainstream comedies of 2008. And then you have Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which was also I think pretty well received.
Yeah, super good.
And then you have Zohan.
Then you have Zohan. If I had $1 for every time I ended a sentence with "and then you have Zohan," I'd have $2, which is not much, but it's a weird thing.
And then Tropic Thunder,
twice,
arguably one of the funniest movies of 2008.
I'd say that's one of the funniest comedies of all time.
Yeah,
I would be bold to say.
So it's not like we were in a dry spell of comedy. And then January of 2009 comes along, and we get Paul Blart, the first installment of the PBCU, the Paul Blart Cinematic Universe.
Well, we could also add the M on there, PBMCU. It rolls off the tongue a little easier because
PBMCU?
you're just adding PB onto the
Wouldn't it be PBMCCU?
Paul Blart Mall Cop Universe. Just leave off the cinematic.
Oh, okay.
Trade cop for cinematic. It's Paul Blart Mall Cop Universe.
Okay.
PBMCU.
PBMCU.
There we go.
And we watched it. I assume this is our both first time watching this?
Yeah.
Okay. Tyler, not here. I think you watched
Did
it.
not send in as...
He attempted to come to the show yesterday, even though we told him. That
we said
a slight reschedule.
We set it up a week ago because my family Christmas get together was this last night, Saturday night, out of town from here, and couldn't swing it. So like Monday or Tuesday, I'm like, yeah, we gotta do it on Sunday. You guys go with that? Tyler said yes, as long as I'm not called into work, because I've been working 6 days a week for like the last month or so, and it's gonna happen for another month or so because of the holidays. Since he's delivering packages. Joseph was on board, and then in true Tyler fashion, he ghosted us for the rest of the week on our group chat.
Yep.
And Saturday morning, call time is 11:30 a.m.
Usually.
At 11:37, he texts us, "Hey, running late, be there soon. Sorry." We're like, "It's tomorrow." Oh,
Yeah.
great, awesome. And then didn't show up today.
Yeah. Got called into work.
For a good reason. Yeah, we understand. So, no big deal.
But I assume he watched it yesterday morning.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because if he was going to show up to the show...
Unless it's all a ruse.
In my head, I was thinking, no way he's going to watch this if he doesn't have to. He's not being forced to because he's not showing up for the show.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that until 4:20 this morning is when he messaged us.
Yeah.
Or when he got his text message from his wonderful boss.
Okay. So I don't know if it's the first time he's watched it, but I assume it is. Let's get into some initial thoughts. Pete, what did you think of Paul Blart Mall Cop? Did it live up to your expectations?
So I think it was probably a little bit better than I was expecting, to be honest. And I mean, I'm not expecting a lot from a Happy Madison production.
Yeah.
The year prior, and well, I should say like the 2 years prior, I know I'm pronouncing Chuck and Larry, 07. Pretty rough. 2008, Don't Mess with the Zohan, The House Bunny, Bedtime Stories. And I remember Bedtime Stories being cute. And The House Bunny was funny enough, but I don't remember it very well. And then in 2009, it was Paul Blart Mall Cop, Funny People, The Shortcut, and then Grown Ups the next year, and Zookeeper. So like they went on a Kevin James run for a while. And I forget just how many movies he was in for Happy Madison until you look at the history of it.
Yeah.
Is Angry Otter in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, buddy? Forgive me, I've been neglecting the chat.
I mean, he was on King of Queens for...
Yes, that's what I remember him.
For most of his career. 1998 to 2007. Damn. That's a long-running sitcom.
That is a long time. So I was kind of already expecting that I wasn't going to enjoy it. I think this is the peak era of the worst Adam Sandler movies. Like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all those like early era movies, even down to like Big Daddy and stuff like that was really good. And I don't think that was Happy Madison. That was before he became
before it became
a production company.
Yeah.
Once it got into his own stuff. Do you want to know what the first Happy Madison movie was? Do you know what it was? 1999. Not starring Sandler. Starring one of his lackeys that you don't see much in his movies anymore.
Not Rob Schneider.
It was Rob Schneider. 99.
99. Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow. That's right. That was the first Happy Madison movie.
Nice.
And then Little Nicky, then Joe Dirt.
Oh, Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize. I guess that makes sense though.
Yeah. O2, Mr. Deeds, also written by Stephen Brill. This was actually pretty funny for what it was. You know, I'm putting myself in the mindset of somebody who is going to enjoy this unironically, and I think you could do a lot worse. It's like, I feel like this is almost like Christian comedy without the Christianity, you know?
Yeah.
So
it's like safe comedy.
Safe comedy is a good way to put it. Yeah. You know, you're not going to offend anybody with it. You're going to get some chuckles from grandma and the kids. But at the same time, it's pretty goofy. It's pretty goofy and schlocky, and it's not great, but it is competently done. And it's like all the beats that you expect of a movie like this, you get. you're taking the tour of the mall with the new trainee, and you're touching on all the things that are going to come in later when he's going to use them against the bandits. The ball pit he comes out of. I thought that was a cool touch. He knows the camera systems really well. He knows which stores have things he can use to an advantage and to thwart the villains or whatever. So it's like, in that regard, it's confidently made, but it's like, it's the most mid. It's right down the middle.
Yeah.
No risks, no chances whatsoever. You got the douchebag guy that sells pens that's hitting on the girl. He's a misogynist. I thought Jayma Mays was terrible in it. Like, she's very charismatic and she's sweet. She's a sweetheart. Like, she seems like a sweetheart, but her character is like no agency, not like two thoughts in her head whatsoever. They don't write her to be able to like allow her that like her own personality. She's just there because she thinks Paul Blart is funny or something. It's, I don't know. It was like, that was probably the most disappointing part of the whole thing, was that, and the fact that it was the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the biggest problem for me was that I absolutely love Observe and Report, which also came out in 2009.
Yeah, another mall security.
And it's
like another one of those Dante's Peak volcano situations.
People forget about that when they're making those like parody sort of, two coming out at the same time movies lists. But Observe and Report was the dark, chaotic, evil version of Paul Blart.
The R-rated version, right?
Yes. It's my first movie I ever saw with Michael Pena in it. He's playing as another mall cop, and Seth Rogen is absolutely unhinged. He gives one of my favorite monologues of all time in that movie when he's doing the psych eval to be a police officer. Have you seen the movie?
Not in a long time.
Okay. Yeah, in that scene, he's sitting down with the psychiatrist, the police psychiatrist. To basically, he passed all the PT, the physical stuff for the police department, and he's sitting down with for the psych eval, and one of the questions is, why do you want to be a police officer? And he gives this fucking phenomenal monologue. It's like, I guess that's $1 million question. I have this dream most nights, keeps me up, where I'm playing at the park or the playground, and everyone's enjoying themselves on a sunny day, and then over the hills, this black cloud of piss and shit and pus comes over the mountains, and they're attacking society. And everyone's like, whoa, what's happening? What's happening? And they look at me, and I come out from the bushes with the biggest fucking shotgun you've ever seen, and I start blowing people away. And he's mimicking shooting the gun at these imaginary people, and then at the psychiatrist too. And she's horrified, clearly, and then denies him. She doesn't say so, but he gets denied because of the thing. It's a fantastic scene in a fantastic movie, super like counterculture sort of a movie. And every part of Paul Blart was also in Observe and Report. Like, it's like the beats are the same. He goes on a date with the cute girl from the cosmetics counter. He's out of place. He's a dork. There's cool guys that are kind of taking the girl from him, and blah, blah. It's like, it's so derivative of each other. And who came first? Who knows? Is it just because it is a story about a mall cop that you're absolutely going to do the same beats and all this kind of stuff? But the entire time I was watching Paul Blart, I'm like, I would rather be watching Seth Rogen doing his thing.
Because, like, yeah, very similar. Like, he also wants to be a cop.
Also wants to be a cop. Can't be a cop. Can't pass. Applies multiple times. There's a Bobby Cannavale is the dickhead cop in this one that talks shit to him. In that one, it's Ray Liotta. He's a detective talking shit to him.
Well, so actually, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Not a comedy, but Carry On also has very similar, because he also wants to be a cop.
Exactly. I was thinking about that earlier when we were talking about it.
He's
TSA.
Whatever his character's name is, airport cop.
Yeah. Yes. It is. I mean, and you want to be a cop, but you can't. So you got to prove yourself another way. You got to backdoor your way in.
Yeah.
You got to save the day so you get it. I can't remember at the end of Paul Blart. Does he?
You make a damn fine cop. It's pretty much the end of these movies.
Yeah. And in this one, he says, no, I'm a mall cop. I'm something better. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been 2 days since I've seen it. I already forgot about it. So that tells you what you need to know.
Well, he's still a mall cop, because in the second one,
I was going to say it has to be. Yeah. So anyways, empty calories movie. Not not great, but also not terrible. So it's just not my movie.
Yeah.
This is not my movie.
And I'm trying to think of the demographic for this movie. Who got the most out of it? Like who would enjoy this movie? What type of person?
At the concussive head injury clinic at the hospital, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm being facetious. It's not that bad.
It's definitely a movie that it caters. I feel like it's so light lifting and so smooth brained. It's like a child wouldn't find it hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a kids movie, but for adults.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, exactly. Producer Justice watched this with us, and I think
he was cracking.
He was. I think he said something about. I think he called it adult comedies for kids, or something like that.
Kids a comedy for adults.
I should have written it down what he said because it made sense to me at the time. But
yeah,
it's like it's a movie that you can put on at a kid's party.
Yeah.
So that, it's not going to be offensive to the kids coming in and out of the room. And that's, for the most part, almost every Adam Sandler movie is like that.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's very clean.
The straight ahead comedies. I mean, this is 40. They ain't going to do much.
This is like a radio edit of an explicit song.
There you go.
It's a radio edit of Observe and Report.
Of a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if a computer made a comedy.
Yeah.
An AI cloud model or whatever they call it.
Yeah. But I think I enjoyed it less than you did.
Probably. I was busting up, dude.
I was gonna do this whole thing where I was gonna be like, this is probably one of the most underrated comedies that I've ever seen. Is what I would have said if I was 11 years old.
Commit to the bit.
But yeah, I don't know. It was just like I watched it pretty stone-faced, and not like, I don't want to sound like I was
too cool for school.
Yeah, exactly. But it just wasn't funny. It just didn't. I think because the movie relies a lot on physical humor, on almost like slapstick.
That's something I didn't mention. It feels like a vehicle that's specifically designed to show off Kevin James' physicality.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like body shaming jokes. Like it relies upon the fact that like he is fat. And
Farley did that through his whole career.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Kevin James doesn't have the same charm.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Doesn't feel at all Farley-esque.
No, I don't know. Because that was his whole shtick, right?
Yeah.
He was
Fat
big.
Guy in little coat.
And he
sang a whole song about it.
He would hurt himself. He was like jackass and fat. Because he would just like, be very physical in his comedy. But this, it just doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe just because like we have somebody who did it better. I don't know.
Maybe it's just because it feels derivative.
But it could also just be like really bad writing, really bad writing. And the corny ass like parkour like gang members.
Oh yeah, was
really really silly. And I couldn't. Not that you're supposed to take it seriously, but it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
It just wasn't funny. And it was kind of an eye roll a lot. A lot of that. There was like very few and far between funny moments, but yeah, it did just rely upon his sort of dopiness and his clumsiness and his sort of like kind of wholesome, passionate attitude towards security, where like he takes his job so seriously.
I feel like Sandler does that sometimes with his other characters, like Bobby Boucher, Waterboy, and also Hubie Halloween. Hubie.
Oh,
very similar. They're just like, they're so earnest, that you can't hate them, but God, they're lame.
But they are lame. They're annoying. Yeah, and the joke with him is that like he loves dessert. He has hypoglycemia, so he has to have sugar around him all the time. And then the whole pie thing when he's eating dinner with his mom and daughter.
He puts peanut butter on the pie.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll take the pie now. I'll take it now. And was it explained what happened to the mom? Because later in the movie, she says, you don't like, she won't need a green card Was it supposed to be like a green card marriage that they had? Because his daughter's like Puerto Rican or Mexican.
Yes, that's what she says when he's looking at pictures of the mom, or she's going on the dating website.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I still haven't got over your mom. He's like, Dad, Mom's a bad person. She used you just for her green card.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Yeah.
Because I got this.
That was a really clunky exposition.
I got this later in the movie. They mentioned a green card, and I was like, oh, okay. So I guess the mom just, used him for a green card.
You probably couldn't hear it over the sound of your eyes rolling back in your head.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It just ended up being really just not really that entertaining.
You did this to yourself.
I did. And I'm going to do it again. For Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Whatever happens in that mall. If it's the same mall, maybe it's a different mall.
It could be. It could be.
There was like some moments, and I can't recall right now, but there was a lot of moments that just didn't make sense, like continuity wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching it like in the moment, and I was watching it. I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they?
Like what?
I can't remember. It was so unforgettable or so forgettable.
Okay.
But I'm like, I'm not going to put too much pressure on a movie like this to have strong continuity.
Sure.
It also was kind of confusing when the mall doesn't close, when the gang takes over and they like tell everybody to get out. And he's locked himself in the arcade.
Yeah.
And he goes out and he's like, oh, mall closed early. It's like, wouldn't you know? Being that passionate about security, you'd be aware. You wouldn't be like, something's up.
Exactly. That would immediately be his first. Yeah, he would jump into action, not saunter.
Yeah. But there was like one good bit I remember is like when he's trying to hide from the parkour kids, he like goes in the vent and he sees the gimmick that the sports store is using, and he like gets in the vent and he just poses his legs. But other than that, it was the skateboard baddie guy,
yeah,
was really, really dumb.
That's lame, yeah.
When he's on the roof,
I recognized him too. I don't know what from.
When he goes on that like little ramp on the roof, and he's like has like a speech, and he just is about to ollie away, but he just jumps across the gap.
Yeah.
It was just like, haha, he's fat. Haha, he's driving a segway. Doesn't he look so silly? Haha.
Yeah, the segway because he's fat. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. Anyway, but yeah, it's overall just not a great experience. It's really underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I was stoic throughout the whole thing, which is not a good sign in a comedy.
No,
like I would get a chuckle out of the physical things that Kevin James was doing, but I never thought, oh, this is Paul Blart. What a great character. I was like, oh, Kevin James is talented, like physically.
Like, classic Paul Blart.
For a big dude, the dude can smash himself in a pane of glass really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious if when he had Jama Mays on the Segway, also one of the cringiest romantic scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's the point. It's like, it's purposely stupid that she's like falling for him whilst on the back of a Segway.
Yeah.
But looking at that, I'm like, production wise, practically, was he actually driving that Segway with her on there?
I don't know.
Or was it a remote controlled Segway?
He does do some stuff. Like he like flips over a fence, and it doesn't look like it's a body double. It's like one take.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's physically talented.
Yeah.
He is. And I do think he's charismatic and he's charming. It's like, it's just, I don't know, the character is draining.
Yeah.
He's draining, you know?
And it's not like that he's overly annoying. Like he doesn't have an annoying voice or he just talks a lot or something. It's just like the situations he gets himself in.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's written. He's just a bumbling fool.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's over exaggerated.
It's like he's very competent because he's been in the job for 10 years and he's whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's an idiot because he can't even deal with that old man when he's trying to give him the ticket.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's
comedy that like, I don't know who would find this funny. I want like
children.
Yeah, I guess so. But like,
and I think that here's the thing.
Should go on like IMDb and read the 5.
I got him pulled up already.
Oh, dude,
don't worry.
Cool.
I'll just do it right now. So when you're looking at a movie that's objectively not great, like this is not great. And I have some friends on Letterboxd who gave this pretty glowing reviews.
No.
Not glowing,
They
but
shall not be named.
Matt Stillman gave it 3 stars, which is
3 stars.
I think it's probably a little generous, but I still think that it's like I probably give it a 2.5. It's not that far off from like where me and Matt would align with ourselves. But then Mitch Burns gave it 1 star, and I like this movie way better than what's that movie that we watched with him?
Who?
Mitch's
wheel
pick.
What was it called?
An Unfinished Life. An Unfinished Life. Yeah.
Unfinished Life.
I like this better than that. That's for sure. Sorry, Mitch. Okay. So when you're reading the reviews for this, there's a science to deciphering.
It's like Terrence Malick and liking Zoolander, like is one of his favorite movies.
Yeah, sure. But Zoolander's great. I love Zoolander.
But I know, but I'm saying is like Zoolander is one of his favorite movies.
Yeah.
And it's like Matt Stillman thinking.
Oh, and this is a great movie. Yeah. So, when you're looking through these, you can't immediately go to the 5 stars because there's too much irony in it.
Oh yeah.
Because if you look at the curve of the grade, it's like heavy on the 2.5, 3 range, it tapers down to 4.5, and then 5 is a big jump up because all these people are giving. Oh, isn't it so funny? I gave Paul Blart 5 stars. Haha. So
this movie is not even unironically enjoyable.
So I'm gonna read,
or ironically enjoyable.
So I'm gonna read some of those not serious 5-star reviews.
Okay.
That are clearly not serious. A phenomenal movie, very enjoyable. I like the part where he hits someone with a dachshund stuffed animal. Oh. Maybe that's earnest, but maybe not so much. Let's continue. Sigma, 5 stars. Holy shit! 5 stars.
Okay.
Probs, the best comedy ever made. 5 stars. This period is cinema. 5 stars.
Okay.
Masterpiece. If I had a printer, I would print the script of this film, roll it up, and stick it up my ass so I can never be apart from this piece of cinema. Kevin James has my heart. 5 stars. Objectively, the best movie of all time. There was a bunch of those.
Oh.
Classic. This one's funny. A meditation on duty, sacrifice, and the weight of the segway we all carry. Paul Blart isn't just a mall cop. He's a profound mirror to the human condition. This one might be serious. Forever and always iconic. Peanut butter fills the cracks of my heart is among one of the sayings I live by because of this movie. I thought that was a cute line.
Mm-hmm.
So those are probably most of those not earnest.
Joke reviews.
Yeah. But these are the 4.5. So if you just go back half a star, you get a little more serious ones. These are people who appreciated Paul Blart on a different level than us. This person watched the movie yesterday. I laughed a bunch of times. Kevin James is a really good actor, and this movie was just good. 4.5 stars from Tony. Revisited this gem. My new takeaways: Paul isn't really the hero. This movie is cute. I take some issues with the ending, believe it or not. Paul would make an awesome state trooper, and I would have been stoked to see him become one. Funny ass movie. His relationship with his daughter is so cute. It's so lighthearted, and you can't hate on Paul Blart. From Zachary Ross, 4.5 stars.
Okay.
Just a good, mostly clean, at sometimes juvenile, but mostly hilarious film. I feel like I have a drop for that.
Funny in places, occasionally stupid, but does not disappoint.
Certainly not highbrow and often, though not always, predictable. But the perfect movie to watch with some friends if you just need a good laugh. 4.5 stars. I love Paul Blart. Kevin James does an amazing job portraying this character, and he seriously carries this movie beyond just fine. I don't care what anybody says. This is a really awesome movie. It's hilarious and also has some lessons about family. What more could you want? In regards to the story, think Die Hard, except for kids. I think that's a great way to put it. Because
everyone in this room is now dumber.
Also from Billy Madison.
Yes.
And then Paul Blart is going on the Hear Me Out cake.
Oh, God.
So those are some glowing reviews of Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah. I do want to read this one.
Okay.
From IMDb. 10 out of 10. This is not a serious answer.
Oh, great. Okay.
This is the top one, though.
Okay.
What does God look like?
Okay.
This is a simple question with a simple answer. Kevin James riding a segway while making hilarious but also thoughtful political comments on modern socioeconomic issues.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's what God looks like.
That's what God looks like. Other ones are 10 out of 10s, criminally underrated, perfect movie, 10 out of 10. Some say it's painful. I say it's extremely fun. Mall Cop, best movie of all time? Let's talk about that.
Hear me out.
Hear me out. Paul Blart, Mall Cop was a blast. Paul Blart, Mall Cop changed my life. A hero in every sense of the word. Yeah. Very good movie masterpiece.
Perfect.
So I don't know. This one just says Jamin Mays.
Jamin Mays?
Jamin Mays. J-Man Mays.
That's not even her name. It's Jama.
Jama Mays.
Jama Mays.
They added an N.
Yeah.
The actress who played Amy had to look her up because she has the eyes and smile of Goldie Hawn. Nope, no relation.
No, that's not true.
But she does have the smile of her mother being the daughter of Susan Paulette.
I don't know who that person is.
Oscar worthy. Kevin James, best actor of the year.
Okay.
Funny, sexy, and damn right amazing. Just this movie cured my son's cancer.
What?
This is the best movie I've ever watched in my entire life. I own about 495 Blu-ray copies of this movie.
Okay.
I watch Paul Blart every single day. It is so good.
Wonderful.
There's a lot more to that review.
Why do they have to name him Blart? Paul Blart. It rhymes with fart.
Blart, fart. It's like bloat and fart.
Yeah.
Combined.
It's a bloated fart. It's a Blart.
But he just wants to be a cop. In whatever
New Jersey.
New Jersey State Police. I forgot about the SWAT team guy, Bobby Cannavale.
Bobby Cannavale,
yeah. Who's his childhood bully?
Yeah, yeah. And that's more in line with the police officers that I know.
The Vec Sims was the guy's name, the leader of the gang. Really terrible writing. Because when the twist comes around that he's the guy, he's in on the gang.
Yeah.
They're in the bank.
Yeah.
He's talking to the pen salesman, and they're like, it was you. You're involved with this? And he's like, it's not just that. I'm the leader. Like, okay.
That's a little kid line.
I know.
They threw that in for the kids, just so they know.
His writing was really bad as well. He was not a menacing, intimidating guy. It was not.
I think if they gave him, he could have done well in a real action movie, being like a true sociopath, like murdered a child in front of everybody to gain, to show that he was serious.
Imagine if this movie took that turn.
Yeah, it would be very strange.
That would have been crazy.
Like a world U-Log scenario.
Yeah.
There's Did you notice that very strange, out of place scene at the very beginning when it's establishing that he's good at his job, and he's segueing?
Paul Blart?
Yeah, and he's segueing around the mall, and he's like helping people with this or that, pointing people to the right toilets or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very attractive woman, like Asian woman with the two little kids.
Oh, with the bag?
And he like picks up the bag off of the ground and hands it to the kid.
That's crying.
It's crying, and all of a sudden stops crying, and the woman looks at him like bewildered as he rolls away.
Yeah.
I thought it was very out of place. And I'm like, for one, it's a very, very attractive woman. I was like, very attractive. And of course, Sandler likes to pair up, the average dumpy guy with like basically supermodels.
Yeah, yeah.
Him and Kevin James and whoever else.
Yeah.
Joe Dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it was strange. And when I was reading trivia, that's Kevin James' wife in real life.
Oh, is it?
That's her wife. His wife, Stefiana de la Cruz, is her name.
Oh,
and the children were actors.
He must be swanging.
Yeah, you hear a thud when it comes out.
He's like a tripod.
It hits bedrock. You got to tuck that thing into the sock. You know what I mean? But so that person was related to him, obviously his wife, and then also the guy who was singing karaoke at the bar is his brother in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin James' brother.
Oh, that's funny.
Gary Valentine.
Yeah, the only guy in that restaurant who's doing karaoke. Nobody else is doing karaoke.
It was like he was the house band, but he was just doing karaoke.
He just hijacked the karaoke stage.
Oh, look at him in the picture, Gary Valentine.
Oh, yeah,
they're just like him.
They're related.
Born Gary Joseph Nipfing. What?
Nip.
Knipfing. Knipfing.
Interesting.
Is that James's real last name? Let's see.
Kevin Nipfing.
Yes, born Kevin George Nipfing.
Nipfing.
Why wouldn't they choose the same last performance name? You got to cash in on that sweet Kevin James money. Maybe at the beginning of their careers, they went in separate directions and they said, we'll see who wins, James or Valentine.
Gary Valentine.
Gary Valentine. His claim to fame was Here Comes the Boom. Okay.
What?
The King of Queen. Yeah, he definitely.
We bring the boom!
Yeah. Zookeeper and Jack and Jill. So,
God.
Really, yeah. Riding those coattails.
Real hitting those.
But you know
runs.
what? Good for them. Sandler takes care of his friends, and his friends take care of their family.
So Happy Madison is Adam Sandler's company.
Mhm.
So was Adam Sandler in the credits of this movie?
He's a producer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was a little bit of trivia from the family. So the bald tattooed skateboarder guy we were just talking about, he has a radio show on Serium XM called Faction. He had a spot in the mall where he would continue to do his show while the movie was being filmed.
Oh, so he would still do his job?
Yeah,
he was
like, while they was on, like, they had 30-day shoot or whatever, he might have been there for 10 of those days or 15 of those days. He had a spot he could go to in one of the, I don't know if this is an abandoned mall that they did, or they just rented the whole mall out for a month.
I think it's an actual mall because, during the filming, the crew would allow his wife and 2 kids to go shopping around the Burlington Mall, which was in Massachusetts, while he would film his scenes.
I liked this fact that there's Sharper Image in the store. But it was, by the time the movie was released, Sharper Image closed all their retail stores. It became catalog only.
Oh, God.
That's really funny.
And is it still catalog? Is it still around?
I would imagine so.
Sharper Image. I remember those stores.
That was Sharper Image. Yep, still there. Let's see. It was Sharper Image and Brookstone were the 2 big ones.
Brookstone. They had the massage chair.
And then, of course, Sky Mall.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in an airplane.
Yeah.
Let's see what's on Sharper Image right now. Monster Vision laser shooter game. Video camera bird feeder. Virtual ping pong.
They have the randomest electronic
They
items.
really do.
It's like a electronic store for inventors.
Yeah.
Like indie inventors.
Yeah, Indian inventors?
Indie.
Oh. True Night Vision binoculars by Sharper Image, and these are all in-house. They're by Sharper Image.
Oh,
I wonder if Sharper Image, like,
they buy it.
They find a product that's doing well, and they basically duplicate it without having to copy the patent, and then like re-release it with their own name, make some small changes to it or whatever.
Maybe they buy it from people.
Could be. That's Google's model. Nest is owned by Google, and that was a separate company.
Oh, really?
Before, yeah. Total hand compression massager.
I guess the score over the opening credits of this movie is an almost direct plagiarism of Trevor Rabin's and Mark Mancina's score to Con Air.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
I don't even remember, but it's kind of crazy if that's true.
I like how that piece of trivia has 7 downvotes on it.
When Paul Blart first sees the assailants, he runs to hide and thinks of what to do. He said, "Observe and report." Observe and report is the other mall security movie that came out later that year. So it came out after this movie.
Well, that was the slogan on there.
Yeah.
When he was leaving it like a locker room, he slapped the thing.
Detect,
deter, observe, and report. I think something like that.
Something like that. Apparently, there was going to be a little bit of violence in this movie when Jayma Mays was going to stab Beck in the leg with a pen.
Cool.
That she received from the pen guy.
Oh, cool.
But it was ultimately cut as it was
for
seen
kids.
As too violent.
Yeah. So there's your answer. This is a kid's movie.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't already obvious.
Jackie Sandler, the cashier in Victoria's Secret.
I feel like she just got that facelift.
Oh, when in
right
this
before
movie?
the movie, because it's like her skin is pulled back tight, dude.
Yeah, I've seen her in other stuff. I assume other Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
I couldn't say which ones.
Yeah, she's been in a bunch of his stuff, and she's not a good actor, and she's kind of frightening to look at.
Well, she's never the main character. She just never has a big role.
She's almost always a small character.
She's like Stan Lee.
A little bit bigger role than Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Also, what the hell is he talking about with that woman in the Victoria's Secret? In what universe would that work, Paul Blart?
What?
When he's like, listen, I've had my struggles with weight.
Oh yeah.
I got a really big kick out of that, even though I'm like,
we could both eat a little less, don't you think?
yeah, we've been on that journey. I'm still on it. Yeah, we both are. That's the stuff that really worked for me. Like the writing of the situation. This could never happen.
Yeah,
but a dope like a Paul Blart might say that thing.
I was thinking when I was watching this movie and scenes like that, I'm thinking about like being in the mindset of the audience in the theater, and I'm like, is the audience supposed to be like cracking up at this moment, like laughing their asses off? Because at this fight scene in Victoria's Secret, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
is the
They're
audience
like, get him?
Yeah, like
Get him?
Is the reception supposed to be? Oh my god, look at Paul Blart fighting this woman in a Victoria's Secret.
Well,
is that supposed to be?
Yeah,
it just seems like so silly.
It is silly.
Was the joke
unserious.
Was the joke that you have two bigger people fighting each other and like
it's that he's getting his ass kicked by a woman in a Victoria's Secret? I think.
I guess.
So is it fat phobic or misogynistic?
It could be. Why not both?
That's true. It's a Christmas miracle,
says the producer, Adam Sandler. Why not both?
So speaking of that, I've noticed this thing that Sandler started doing later in his movies, where they would take racial stereotypes and like magnify them to the nth degree.
Oh, really?
Really heavily. Like Jack and Jill, he's got an adopted Indian kid that is just a fucking weirdo. Like there's no way else to put it. The kid's a weirdo in it. And they're playing it for laughs like, isn't this kid weird? What a weird kid. I can't believe we adopted him. And it's not specifically playing into the racial stereotypes, but it is, I don't know, it's just a little off-putting. And then in that same movie, he's got a gardener, this Mexican gardener, that when he goes to visit, he goes to like their family picnic or something at the park, and they have like a chili pepper eating contest. And it's like grandma's eating all the chili peppers and beating at Jack or Jill or whatever in the contest. And it's like, it's not any one thing that's inherently offensive. And it's like, I'm not saying anybody should be offended at that. It's just a weird thing. And like putting the Indian boyfriend of the daughter of the ex-boyfriend of the daughter of Bahood, that's it, in there, and the way they have him talking, it's like, we talked about Van Wilder being the best National Lampoon movie. That's Harold and Kumar, what's his name?
Kal Penn?
Kal Penn plays a small part in that. He's Van Wilder's like assistant, and he's putting on this exact same accent, like the magnified offensive Indian accent, you know, for the character, because he's supposed to be straight from India.
Yeah.
And it's like, it didn't serve any purpose. It was just like using that accent just fucking because it's funny. Because look at the guy's head wobbles back and forth and he talk like this. And it's like, why did they do the whole character? There's no point of that.
Yeah.
That's not your, I don't know. It just feels like, it just feels off. Not necessarily racist, but just off, you know?
Like, why does he have to have the accent?
Exactly.
Is it because that's the funny?
Because you're like, laugh at the accent.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's the funny part, is that he has an accent.
Yeah, but I mean, Van Wilder, let's see when that was. I think that was like 98 or something like that. Oh, no, 02. That was only 5 years before this, or
post 9/11.
7 years before this. Yeah, we really were leaning into that back then. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I've seen it a little bit more as like more Adam Sandler stuff comes up, and you're just like, but why do they have to be Indian and like have the thick accent and stuff?
Yeah,
because it's funny to kids.
They
teach him young.
Doesn't he have a different accent? That's what makes it funny.
Like some people were offended about Hank Azaria doing Apu on The Simpsons, like a white guy doing the voice of Apu.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know it started out in the like mid 80s, and obviously it's different back then. And he's like, I didn't think that I heard an interview with Hank Azaria. He's like, I didn't think my Apu was very good at all. It's like the most racist stereotype you can get for a voice, but that's what you need for the cartoon because it's supposed to be broad comedy. But none of the part of Apu being Indian is the joke. It's the stuff that he does is the joke. It's not like, oh, isn't his voice funny?
Oh, he's talking, so it's funny.
Exactly. In this one, I feel like Bahood is just supposed to be funny.
Just because he has the accent.
Because he has an accent. Yeah.
And his role is only on the phone.
Yeah.
And you see him in his room.
Yeah. Simping.
Yeah. like being jealous or whatever, accusing Paul Blart of being the other man.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Can we go back to talking about Sharper Image, please?
Yeah, go ahead. Please.
They have a digital scorekeeper golf watch for $64. What the fuck is that?
A golf watch?
It looks like one of those fitness watches. It's like a thin thing. It's the worst. We don't really have to go on there. We're almost at an hour.
Sharper Image.
It's just funny because I keep thinking about this. Ooh, 3D drawing pen.
I just learned
right there, at the top right.
Oh god.
There it is. Look at it.
Oh, this?
Who's gonna score your golf game on that shitty watch for $64?
You know, I just learned about electronic whistles.
What the hell is that?
It's like
the hell is an electronic whistle?
It's almost like a key fob where you just push a button and it makes a whistle sound.
Oh, okay. It's like a noisemaker.
Like for coaches or PE teachers and coaches and stuff.
If you can't blow the whistle, it should be prohibitive to being a coach.
I know. I mean, maybe it's accessibility, but still, it's like, you know.
It hangs around your neck, the whistle, the traditional whistle. Why do you have to go any further than that? It hangs around the neck.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Let's do some shopping.
Yeah, here we go. There's some Sharper Image.
So we got a Bluetooth headphone adapter receiver. Those are still
Yeah,
things.
no one needs that anymore.
A phone ring light.
Okay, that's
3D pen.
Yeah. For $95, that seems way high for a 3D pen.
$95.
I feel like what I said at the beginning is now become truth.
What?
$47 for a selfie stick.
A selfie arm.
These are people that are completely out of touch with the reality of what things cost.
Bluetooth headphone adapter for $60.
Oh my God. Look at that bookmark.
What the fuck?
Electronic dictionary bookmark. You could punch in
words and it'll look it up.
It's just for someone who doesn't have a phone.
Just for your grandma.
Yeah. Grandma, I know you don't know how to use your droid.
Choose your moon phase Titan bracelet for $64.
Man, these people are getting fleeced.
2-in-1 digital laser tape measure.
That's not bad.
Travel mirror password vault.
Oh, what's that fishing bobber?
Smart fish finder.
That doesn't work.
$120.
There's no way that fucking thing works.
What is it supposed to do?
It's supposed to be.
Looks like a game.
It's like a bobber, and you put it in the water, and it
tells you how deep the fish are.
Tells you where the fish are if there are fish down there.
What? That's like video game radar.
Yeah, fish finders are a real thing, but they don't go on the end of a string.
A drone. What is this? Professional lip therapy device.
Oh, sweet for those when you want smoother lips.
A headband flashlight. I've seen those.
Yeah,
a digital bass. Oh, it's a baseball Bluetooth speaker.
Okay, what the? We've officially run out of problems.
We've ran out of things to talk about for Paul Blart.
Well, that's true. Photo Of anything that should be $100, it should be that.
Yeah. Oh, golf club sensors, cigar holders.
What's that thing with the 3 buttons on it?
This?
Yeah.
Social media swiper.
What?
Oh, so it's like a ring. So like if your phone is away from you, you can swipe wirelessly.
What? Can you blow that up? Click on that. Click on that. Click on the picture. What does it do? It only works for an hour and a half on a single charge.
No. Charging time.
Okay.
14 hours, 2 hours per day, 1 week single use. So you could be on your phone wirelessly for 2 hours
a day.
2 hours a day.
For a whole week.
It pairs with your laptop, smartphone to help you quickly scroll through videos. So it's basically just like a TikTok swiper. Or
okay, so you can
Instagram Reels.
You can have your hands in your lap or jerking off while you swipe.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would probably over under on how many people are using that to masturbate is like 50%.
Yeah, who's this for? It's for
masturbators.
Yeah.
I just said.
It's for amputees.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. Accessibility. What is this?
Helps you masturbate when you're amputee.
Digital compass. I'm getting kind of crazy here. Cufflinks.
Cool. It's the first place I think of for getting cufflinks is Sharper Image.
Another moon phase Titan bracelet.
No wonder they closed their retail space.
A beer foam maker.
Cool. Now you're speaking my language.
But doesn't the beer already have? I mean, unless you're pouring flat.
Oh, that's making more foam?
I guess.
Count me out.
Beer. Is it your beer really flat when you pour it?
Like you said on the Diet Coke from earlier. I was looking at that Coke and it looked like, look at the color of it.
It's very dark.
No, it looks like it's like see-through.
Oh.
I feel like it's supposed to be darker. I don't know. Well, from in the camera, it looks really dark. Let's see if I can.
Now we're
see. Look at this.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Look how translucent this is.
See, that's how you know it's bad. You can see through it.
It's
supposed to be like motor oil.
Yeah. Well, it says it expired in 2023, so that's probably why it
Where'd you
tasted
even get
gross. In my fridge.
Oh, okay.
Well, the garage fridge.
Anyway.
Yeah,
that's enough.
You want to grade this thing?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, you go first.
I'll give it a C. C plus. C plus.
Plus?
Yeah, C plus.
What's the plus for?
For Kevin James.
For Kevin James?
Yeah. C plus. If I was a kid, I would think it was great.
I mean, it wasn't offensively bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
it was like a nothing movie. Like I didn't get anything.
Empty calories.
I didn't lose anything except the hour and a half of watching it.
And your dignity.
Yeah.
For having to type in the words Paul Blart.
Yeah, into my Netflix, which is leaving soon from Netflix, by the way.
Which is more embarrassing to say you watch this weekend, Martyrs or Paul Blart?
I don't know. Do I get anything?
Depends on the audience.
Do I get anything out of Martyrs?
I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, but most people would probably just think that it's so
torture porn.
It's torture porn, disgusting,
or violence porn.
It's torture.
It's
What are you getting at?
Like it's
the first entry from the PBMCU.
Yeah, like a C minus.
Okay, not that far off.
Like it could be entertaining. I don't think today's kids would enjoy it though.
It depends on how young.
Them and their skibbidy toilet rizzes.
They might. I mean, they might look at it and be like, "Oh, this is just like my dorky dad," and then get a laugh out of it.
But I feel like they're aware of memes earlier and the Paul Blart memes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like at some point, will this become like Shrek, where everyone just become like
beloved?
Yeah, like a patron saint Shrek or Paul Blart.
I don't think so. It's not weird enough. It doesn't push any boundaries. It doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no offensive-ness to it except for like the fat shaming jokes.
Yeah. And the misogyny.
Yeah, some of the
and the racism.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's 2008.
The casual racism, or is it casual, or is it?
It's casual,
formal.
Yeah. No, they're not like completely calling them out for
formally racist.
Yeah, they're not formally racist. It's just casual.
Casually racist.
They're like semi-pro, not professional.
They're D-league racists.
Mm-hmm.
Minor league MLR, minor league racist. Anyway,
so C plus for me.
C plus, C minus. Tyler, A plus. Really? That's crazy.
I'm your host, Outrageous Tyler.
That's right.
Boy, you sure are outrageous.
Tyler, you're outrageous. You're outrageous.
Yeah, well.
That's the actual grade for the movie.
Yeah. So Paul Blart off the wheel. Now it's time for the wheel.
One wheel.
Oh, yeah, Tyler.
That's Tyler.
3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right, Paul Blart, number 1 off the wheel, and I'm just crossing out the 1.
Yep.
And now it's Paul Blart 2.
We'll see you with the second one.
Yeah.
Whenever it lands on it, if it's any better or worse. From all accounts, it's worse.
I really want to watch Observe and Report now. Maybe we'll put that on the wheel. Okay, let's recap what we have on the wheel for new listeners and new viewers. Oh, boy, big screen here. Here is the Wheel of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
8 slots on it, 2 for each of us, 2 for the Patreon. And right now we just have Flypaper from Angry Otter on for the Patreon. I need to send a message out to the rest of the class. And I need to actually find out who is next because I got 3 people that are right around the same time that's about their time. So anyways, let's recap the wheel. We got Paul Blart 2 from Joseph, The Hunt from Joseph, Flypaper from Angry Otter, Falling in Love Like in Movies from Pete, Hell Comes to Frogtown from Pete, The Fisher King from Tyler, Killing of a Sacred Deer from Tyler.
Okay.
And let's give this a spin. This is what we watch next week. If it lands on one of Tyler's, he forfeits because he's not here.
Oh,
Ooh.
look at that.
The Hunt. 2 in a row for Joseph.
Alrighty, The Hunt.
Whoops.
The Mads Mikkelsen, The Hunt.
Yeah, let's look it up here.
The Foreign, The Hunt.
I want to say it's from Denmark.
Probably because...
but he's in a lot of other stuff too. 2012, Mads Mikkelsen, original title, Jagten. Jagten.
Thomas Bo Larsen, Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, this is Thomas Vinterberg. I didn't realize that. Written and directed by Thomas Vinterberg.
Yeah.
Who has also done Another Round that won Best Foreign Feature in 2020, and The Celebration, and a couple of things.
Mads Mikkelsen plays a teacher, and
it's like a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah,
young. You want to read the synopsis?
Yeah, teacher lives a lonely life, all the while struggling over his son's custody. His life slowly gets better as he finds love and receives good news from his son, but his new luck is about to be brutally shattered by an innocent little lie. And it's something to do with like a accusation. Right?
It's not a spoiler, so I'll just tell it so you can kind of get hooks in you. One of his young students, a kindergarten girl, says that he touched her.
Yeah,
but he never did.
Yeah,
and the way that it plays out when you hear the synopsis, you're like, how could that be possible? But you know without a shadow of a doubt, he didn't do it. Like they don't play with did he actually do it or not? It's 100% he didn't.
Yeah.
And you see how she kind of gets talked into it. And it's heartbreaking because as soon as it leaves her mouth, you're like, this guy's fucked.
Yeah. It's almost like, sounds like atonement almost.
Yes.
So Sharonan.
It's like a false
out of jealousy or something.
False rape accusation, or the Life of David Gale is another one with Kevin Spacey. Similar thing, but that was slightly different. But
in the real life,
yeah,
it was yeah, he did do it.
And that is streaming anywhere. Let's see.
Oh yeah, Plex.
Let's see here. The Hunt 2012, Roku, Hoopla, Vudu, Tubi, Canopy, Crackle, Pluto, and Plex.
Oh, okay.
All the free places.
It's accessible.
Yeah.
And it's a drama.
That'll be fun. So we'll hear Tyler talk about Paul Blart next week and also The Hunt.
Yeah. And maybe Carry On if you watched it. I don't know.
Carry On? Oh, yeah. I forgot. He's been busy, so I'm not going to give him any shit if he didn't watch Carry On. He said he would, but I understand.
He says a lot of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And normally he has no reason to lie or to not come through, but when he's working like 12-hour shifts 6 days a week, I'll cut him some slack.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so anything else?
No. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Today is Wednesday, the day of the birth of our Lord and Savior.
Your Lord and Savior.
Our.
Yeah. Hug your loved ones.
Or maybe it's not. I don't know.
Yeah. Hug your loved ones. Confess your love for Christ and or Satan.
Yeah.
Or the Jesus or the Jewish God.
Hope you got whatever you wanted in your stocking.
Yeah.
In your presents, in your boxes, in your bags.
I gave Joseph his Christmas present earlier today.
Yes. My neck.
You want to say what it was?
My neck, my back.
Pillow.
My crack. We'll be feeling good, better.
Yeah.
I
got Joseph and Deanna like a neck support thing that helps like release the pressure off your spine, and then this back massager that you can massage your own back with.
Yeah, you don't need nobody.
It's great.
And I got Pete tickets to a event happening here in Sacramento at the Crest Theater. The composer for Birdman is touring around with the movie Birdman and doing a live score along with the movie.
Which is crazy because it's one dude and it's that like rough drum set, like a jazz drum set.
Yeah, just one guy and a drum set.
It's so cool. It sounds cool. I can't wait. It's in January.
Yeah, so that will be exciting.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
And Tyler, sorry, you missed out.
All right, so anything else?
Nope.
Well, thank you to our cool ass yard dudes over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather, Steven, Michael, and Chris. If you want to support us on the Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass. Or you can just watch us on the YouTube page. That helps too. Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers and all of our listeners. It really means a lot that you guys are taking the time out of your day. There's so many minutes in the day to listen to podcasts or spend with your family, and you choose to spend it with us. So it really does mean a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I guess we'll see you in the next year or something.
That's right.
Is it really the next year?
It's going to be, yeah.
It'll be New Year's Day For our Wednesday episode, for our movie review episode.
Yeah, it will. We'll be recording on the 29th next week, and it'll come out. The Gavin Chatter will be on the 30th, and then the first of the year will be our review episode of The Hunt.
What a way to start the year off.
Hell yeah. So, until next time. Thank you for joining us as we Gavin Chatter without Tyler on the last episode, and we will review Paul Blart Mall Cop, the first entry in the PBMCU.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us next week as we review 2012's The Hunt, starring Mads Mikkelsen. Don't watch the other one. We already covered that one. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC Podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And leave us a voicemail at 209-283-1716. Follow us on Twitter at PodcastMCFC and on TikTok and Instagram at Middle Class Film Class.
All right, see you later.
See ya.
Sigma, 5 stars.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.